Gentlemen, let me ask you something simple but important. What if the most overlooked secret to stronger energy, clearer focus, and more dependable performance after 50 wasn't hidden in a pill or a supplement or a gym routine, but in something as ordinary as a glass of water? For decades, you've heard people say, drink more water, it's good for you. But no one ever explained why, or how, or when. Most men over 50 aren't just drinking too little. They're drinking it the wrong way, the wrong timing, the wrong amount, and often even the wrong kind. Those small daily mistakes quietly weaken circulation, drain energy, and slowly erode confidence, especially when it comes to performance. I'm Dr. Edge, a urologist with more than 25 years of experience helping men improve vitality, prostate health, and circulation naturally. And I can tell you, many of the problems men blame on getting older are actually signs of dehydration. Over the years, I've met countless men who told me, "Doc, I just don't feel as strong," or "My stamina's slipping." They'd tried vitamins, boosters, medications, yet their energy kept fading. When I looked deeper, the common factor wasn't age. It was water. Once they learned how to hydrate properly, their focus sharpened, their morning energy returned, and even their confidence improved, often within a couple of weeks. Here's why. Your body is essentially a hydraulic system. Every organ depends on fluid movement. Your muscles, your brain, your heart, and yes, your erections. All of them rely on steady blood volume and pressure. An erection, for example, is nothing more or less than a hydraulic event. Like a garden hose that needs enough water pressure to stay firm, your body needs enough fluid in the bloodstream to fill and sustain erectile tissue. Since blood is made mostly of water, even mild dehydration makes it thicker and slower. That means less oxygen, less nutrient delivery, and lower pressure everywhere in the system. The result? Fatigue, slower recovery, and weaker performance. The tricky part is that thirst isn't a reliable warning. By the time you feel thirsty, your body has already lost about 1 or 2% of its total fluid volume. Circulation has slowed, blood pressure has dipped, and your body has already started rationing what's left. Your brain and heart are first in line. Your muscles, digestion, and sexual performance come last. That's why so many men say, "I feel fine until I work out or try to be intimate," and then notice something's off. It's not age. It's the body operating on low fluid pressure. Inside your system, dehydration forces the heart to work harder. The blood thickens. The vessels narrow. Oxygen takes longer to reach tissues. Waste builds up faster, and fatigue sets in. You may not notice the change in the mirror, but you feel it as sluggishness, irritability, or a loss of drive. Over time, this constant strain raises cortisol, the stress hormone, and makes the heart and circulatory system age faster than they should. Now imagine that happening every day for years. You wake up, grab coffee, rush through the morning, maybe drink a glass or two in the evening, and call it good. Day after day, your body runs low, compensates, and then struggles to recover at night. Eventually, that pattern becomes your normal, even though it's quietly draining you. One of my patients, Robert, was 62, retired from engineering, and thought he was doing everything right. He walked every morning, ate decently, and took his supplements. Yet he complained that his afternoons were a blur of fatigue, and that intimacy with his wife had become unpredictable. He assumed it was low testosterone, or just getting older. When I asked about water, he said, "Oh, I drink plenty, mostly at dinner." That was the problem. Robert started his day dry, lived on coffee until lunch, and then tried to make up for it at night. His body spent the day in drought and the evening in flood. During the day, his blood stayed thick, circulation sluggish, and energy low. Then, when he flooded his system at night, his bladder filled. His sleep broke up with bathroom trips, and his body never truly recovered. We changed one thing. Within 20 minutes of waking, he drank a full glass of water, about 300 milliliters. Then he sipped small amounts regularly through the day, instead of gulping everything late. He stopped 2 hours before bed. In 2 weeks, he felt like a different man. He slept through the night, woke up alert, and said his confidence had returned. This isn't a miracle. It's simple physiology. Hydration affects every process. Heart rhythm, brain chemistry, hormone balance, muscle strength, even mood. When you're hydrated, your blood moves smoothly, your heart pumps efficiently, and your body produces energy without friction. Yet most men sabotage themselves in predictable ways. The first mistake is starting the day dry. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body is already behind. You've been breathing, sweating lightly, filtering waste, all without fluids. Then you reach for coffee, which dehydrates you further. Coffee might wake up your mind, but it pushes water out of your body when you need it most. It's like expecting your car to run without topping off the tank. The second mistake is waiting until late afternoon or evening to drink. You rush through the day, forget to sip, and then try to catch up with 2 or 3 big glasses before bed. Your body doesn't like that dessert and flood cycle. During the day, your blood stays thick and circulation weak. At night, the kidneys overreact, your bladder fills, and you lose sleep. Instead of restoring energy, that pattern depletes it. The third mistake is relying on thirst as your guide. After 50, your kidneys and your thirst sensors aren't as sharp. You can be significantly dehydrated before your body sends a clear signal. So even if you think, I'm fine, I'm not thirsty, you might already be running low. The fourth mistake is overdoing it right before activity. I've seen men chug water before a workout or intimacy thinking it'll help circulation. What it really does is bloat the stomach, dilute electrolytes, and fill the bladder, leaving you uncomfortable and distracted. One patient, in his late 50s, told me he always drank 2 glasses right before intimacy because he thought it would improve blood flow. What it improved were bathroom trips. Once he switched to steady hydration during the day and stopped the pre-event chugging, his comfort and focus came back almost immediately. After 50, hydration matters even more because your body's natural reserves shrink. Muscle tissue holds less water, the kidneys don't conserve fluid as efficiently, and blood vessels lose flexibility. What you could shrug off at 30, skipping water for half a day, now hits you harder. A mild fluid loss that once made you a little thirsty now makes you tired, lightheaded, or forgetful. It's not weakness, it's simply how the body changes. The encouraging news is that hydration is one of the easiest things to fix. You don't need new pills, you don't need a new diet. You just need awareness and consistency. When your body gets the fluids it needs, your heart pumps with less strain, your brain fires faster, and your circulation regains its rhythm. Blood flow to the lower body improves, oxygen reaches tissues faster, and recovery speeds up. Even your mood benefits because proper hydration lowers cortisol and helps keep testosterone stable. Take a moment to think about your own routine. When do you actually drink most of your water? Morning, afternoon, or mostly at night? If you said evening, you're in the majority. But that pattern is a major reason for afternoon fatigue and restless sleep. When men change it, starting earlier, sipping steadily, and easing off before bed, the results often surprise them. Within days, they feel more alert in the morning. Afternoon slumps shrink or disappear. Some even notice clearer thinking and better skin tone. And many quietly report stronger, more consistent performance, both in daily energy and in intimacy. It's one of those simple adjustments that costs nothing and delivers fast, visible results. Hydration isn't just about drinking water. It's about timing and rhythm. Think of your body as an engine that performs best with constant oil pressure. You wouldn't run your car dry all day and then pour in a bucket at night. Yet that's exactly what many men do to their bodies. The fix is to keep the system topped up. Small, steady sips through the day, not floods and droughts. It's also worth remembering that your body uses water to make energy at the cellular level. Every reaction inside a cell requires a hydrated environment. When you're low, your metabolism slows, lactic acid builds up faster, and muscles tire sooner. That's why dehydrated workouts feel harder and recovery takes longer. With proper hydration, exercise feels smoother and more productive because your cells can actually do their job. Even your brain depends on it. Studies show that losing just 1% of body water can reduce concentration and increase irritability. So, if you've been feeling short-tempered or foggy in the afternoons, your body might simply be asking for water, not caffeine or sugar. Let's face it, aging is not optional, but how you age is. And one of the simplest, most natural ways to stay strong is to support the very fluid that keeps everything running. When you give your body consistent hydration, you're not just preventing fatigue, you're improving blood flow, protecting your heart, supporting your prostate, balancing hormones, and helping your body perform as it was designed to. Tomorrow morning, before that first cup of coffee, try 1 glass of water. Nothing fancy. Just plain or with a squeeze of lemon. Feel how your body responds. That simple act begins restoring your circulation and resetting your energy before the day even starts. Before we move to the next step, let's recap what really matters. Dehydration isn't small. It affects your heart, brain, hormones, and performance. Thirst is a late signal. Don't wait for it. Timing is crucial. Morning hydration sets the tone for the entire day, and age makes hydration more important, not less. So let me ask you one more time. Could something as simple as water really be the missing link to your strength and performance after 50? Type yes in the comments if you think it's possible, or no if you're still not convinced. Either way, stay with me, because in the next part, I'll show you the simple, proven hydration plan my own patients follow. A plan that restores circulation, rebuilds energy, and helps you feel strong and confident again. Starting with that very first glass, tomorrow morning. Now let's talk about how to do it right. The hydration plan I've refined over 25 years of working with men who wanted to feel alive again. Not just survive the day. Remember, your body is about 70% water, but that balance shifts with age. The trick isn't to drown yourself with gallons, it's to restore rhythm. Think of it like tuning an engine. Too little fluid, and it grinds. Too much, and it floods. What you want is steady flow, all day long. Here's how it starts. The first glass of the day is your ignition key. Within 20 minutes of waking, drink about 300 milliliters. Roughly a full cup and a half. Not ice cold, not hot. Just room temperature or slightly warm. That first glass clears metabolic waste, thins the blood after a night's rest, and wakes up your circulation faster than caffeine ever could. Some of my patients like to add a squeeze of lemon or a pinch of sea salt for electrolytes. It's optional, but it helps if you wake up with dry mouth or muscle tightness. After that, your job is simple. Sip, don't chug. Every hour, take in about one small glass, maybe 100 to 150 milliliters. Not because you're thirsty, but because your body works better with consistency. If you're active, sweating, or outdoors, increase it slightly. The idea is to stay even, not to overload. And here's something most people overlook. Your meals already contain water. Fruits, vegetables, soups, yogurt, oatmeal, all add to your daily total. That means if you eat a balanced diet, you don't need to walk around carrying a gallon jug. For most men over 50, the goal is between 2 and 2.5 liters of fluid per day from all sources combined. More isn't always better. Balance is. Now, let's talk about timing, because that's where most people go wrong. Morning hydration sets your tone, but afternoon hydration keeps you sharp. Around lunchtime, make sure you've already had at least half your total water for the day. That's when your metabolism slows and fatigue creeps in. If you stay hydrated through that window, your body won't hit the afternoon wall. By early evening, begin to ease off. Have your last full glass at least 2 hours before bedtime. This allows your kidneys to filter and your bladder to empty before you sleep, so you rest without interruptions. That simple timing change can mean the difference between deep recovery and restless nights. Some men ask me whether sports drinks, juices, or sparkling waters count. The answer is yes, partially. If they contain electrolytes and minimal sugar, they can help after sweating or exercise. But nothing replaces plain water. Caffeine and alcohol, on the other hand, work against you. Both pull water out of your cells. That's why I tell men, for every cup of coffee or glass of wine, drink 1 glass of water alongside it. It's not about restriction. It's about balance. One patient, Mark, came to me after years of relying on energy drinks to push through the day. He was 58, successful, always busy, but constantly drained. His blood pressure was creeping up, his focus was fading, and his nights were restless. I asked him to replace every other energy drink with water for 1 week. He laughed, said it was too simple to matter, but agreed. 7 days later, he called and said, "I can't believe it. My head feels clear, my pulse is steady, and I'm not crashing mid-afternoon." The only thing that changed was hydration. Proper hydration doesn't just boost energy. It helps your hormones work the way they're meant to. Testosterone, for example, depends on good blood flow to reach tissues. When blood volume drops, hormone delivery slows. That's why even a small amount of dehydration can make you feel tired, weak, or unmotivated. Restoring hydration doesn't just improve circulation. It helps your hormonal balance function efficiently, naturally. Another overlooked benefit is joint and muscle comfort. Water cushions your joints, lubricates cartilage, and helps remove lactic acid after exercise. Many men complain of stiffness or soreness they assume is aging, when in reality their tissues are simply underhydrated. Once hydration improves, flexibility and comfort return, often within days. Even digestion improves. Water supports stomach acid and bile production, helping your body break down nutrients and absorb vitamins. Without it, you can eat well but still feel bloated or sluggish. Many of my patients notice smoother digestion and better appetite control once they spread their water intake evenly through the day. And yes, sexual health. Blood flow depends directly on hydration. The same arteries that feed your heart and muscles feed the pelvic region. When those vessels are well hydrated, flexible, and open, performance improves naturally. Dehydration, on the other hand, thickens the blood and constricts those vessels, making it harder to maintain consistent pressure. You don't need a supplement for that. You need circulation, and circulation starts with water. Now, let's address a few myths. Some people worry that drinking too much water will flush out minerals or harm the kidneys. That only happens in extreme cases. Several liters in one sitting without electrolytes. The plan we're talking about is gentle, steady, and safe. In fact, proper hydration supports kidney function by helping them filter waste efficiently. Another myth is that clear urine means perfect hydration. Not exactly. Pale yellow is ideal. It shows your body is filtering normally. Completely clear all the time can mean you're overdoing it and washing out salts. Balance, again, is the key. If you're wondering how to make this a habit, start small. For the next 3 days, track your water. Use a simple bottle, 500 milliliters, and aim to finish one before lunch and one before dinner. Add a third if you exercise or spend time outdoors. Once it becomes routine, you won't even think about it. Your body will start asking for it naturally. You'll notice changes quickly. Your morning stiffness eases. You wake up clearer. Your blood pressure stabilizes. Your cravings shrink because your body stops confusing thirst with hunger. You'll even breathe easier because your lungs stay moist and elastic. Some men tell me after a few weeks, their confidence returns, not because of magic, but because the body finally feels supported again. The same man who thought he needed expensive boosters realizes that energy and performance come back when circulation is restored. That's the power of simple, consistent hydration. So here's your simple roadmap. 1 glass right after waking. 1 with or between each meal. A few small sips every hour. Ease off before bed. Replace what coffee or alcohol takes away. And most importantly, listen to your body. Not your thirst, but your energy, mood, and focus. They'll tell you when you're on track. If you stick with it for 2 weeks, you'll feel the difference. Your mornings will start smoother, your afternoons sharper, and your nights calmer. Your confidence will return naturally, because your body's chemistry will finally work with you, not against you. In my clinic, I've seen this transformation hundreds of times. Men who once believed their best years were behind them rediscover strength they thought they'd lost. Not through drugs or drastic measures, but through understanding how their body truly works. Water is not a cure-all, but it's the foundation for everything else. You can eat well, train hard, and sleep right, but without proper hydration, your system can't use any of it efficiently. Think of it like electricity running through wires. You can upgrade the equipment, but if the current is weak, nothing performs at full power. Hydration restores that current. It powers your muscles, sharpens your mind, balances your hormones, and fuels your confidence. So tomorrow morning, before the day pulls you in 100 directions, take that first glass. Don't rush it, feel it. That moment is your reset. It's the start of a healthier rhythm that will carry you through every challenge, every workout, every day that demands your strength. And if you're listening to this thinking, it can't be that simple, I'll tell you this. Simplicity is often what the body understands best. You've spent decades giving your energy to work, family, and responsibilities. Now it's time to give something back to your body. Consistency, care, and yes, water. Start there and watch what happens. Your body will respond, your energy will rise, and your confidence will return. Quietly, naturally, and powerfully. And when it does, you'll know that sometimes the most profound transformations begin with the simplest choices.